What's up, boys? Birdsinthetrap MMA back, touching down again, and I want to start shitting out videos, honestly, because the UFC drought has given me a bit more appreciation for what we have in our lives, and I honestly have a lot of just rants and topics to talk about that I could talk about, and I don't make videos because sometimes I just can't come up with like a solid idea for like a list or something. And eventually I just fall out of it. So anyways, guys, this is just going to be a straight UFC 324 talk video, and we're going to be breaking down all the fights that I care a lot to talk about. All right. This is a really fire card. I feel like we should start with that. And is it? Yeah, here we go. This is what we're talking about. Ricky Tercios. Is this a prediction video? Am I gonna call this a prediction video? This is a prediction video, but it's also a UFC 324 talk. And I guess it'd be more fitting to start with the talk, right? So this fight, guys, I don't know about you, but it puts a weird taste in my mouth. The fact that the winner of this is gonna be a title holder, you know? The reason I say that is because when I think of Gaethje Pinlet, I'm thinking feature fight. That sounds like a feature fight. You know what I mean? Because Paddy's headlining a pay-per-view. Everyone knows he doesn't deserve a title shot. You know what I mean? Even an interim title shot. You still got other guys in there. I mean, the lightweight division has been it's been handled so poorly that it's already been covered by now. You guys know. Arman, Max, Charles, Ilya, all fighters that are better than these two. So that's fucking tough, man. This is a bad position to be in. And when I watch this fight, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to feel watching this fight. Paddy's going to be walking out. It's going to be the Paddy train, right? Everyone's going to be out there. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to do it too. I'm rooting for Paddy in this fight. I'm going to be hitting one of these, you know what I mean? It's going to be like, damn, all right, we got Paddy the Baddie walking out. And he's going to have his braids, and he's going to look goofy kind of. And he's going to be like, what, lad, what? And then you're going to have Gaethje, excuse me. I should not have messed that up. You're going to have Gaethje out there, and he's like the big dog of the card. Like, Gaethje's like, oh, man. The final walk of the night, just Big Rufus. Like, it doesn't feel right, man, in 2025. Because it doesn't feel like Paddy should be here yet. And Gaethje definitely shouldn't be here, but because he's an old head and hasn't done enough in the division recently. You know, I remember Gaethje fighting Oliveira and Gaethje fighting Khabib. And it's like, oh, this feels so goofy. It's like, oh shit, man. Gaethje might do it, man. Gaethje might knock him out. But this one, it just... Do I say it feels like a charity event? Like, it feels like Gaethje just sat there like this. Like, win, I'm Gaethje. And they're like, alright, Gaethje. Oh, man. Look at Paddy, man. Alright. So that's just kind of why I'm like, damn, man. And another thing that I'm realizing as I'm talking about this is that we're not going to have a legit title fight for a while. Because this is an interim title fight. I know we have Harrison and Nunes. I'll get to that. But, guys, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, Volk versus Lopez is a real title fight, undisputed belt fight. But, guys, what even needs to be said about that? We all know how dog shit that fight is and how it shouldn't be happening. It's terrible. So, what the... BMF title fight? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know how soon it's going to be. And I'm hearing that the UFC 327 in Miami, they're saying interim heavyweight belt. Pereira and Gane. Sick fight, but dude, another interim belt. Interim. BMF. Interim. Shit title shot. That's all it's been recently. Interim. BMF. Shit title shot. Loop it over the year, and that's how it feels, man. Ever since 2023 or 4. We're in big 2026 now, man. That's crazy. Let's get on with... Okay, so that's like how the vibe is of this card, and that I just don't love it. You know, big bruiser Justin Gaethje, the big dog of the card. Everyone gotta pay the respect to Gaethje, man. Respect to Gaethje. And Paddy, who is somehow number 5, and he absolutely shouldn't be. And even then, he hasn't fought in a minute. He's just been not fighting the rest of 25, climbing up the rankings. What the hell? What? Nunes and Harrison. I think Kayla Harrison will win at this point. When they announced this, I thought that Nunes would box her head off. But, you know, the layoff for Nunes, that's obviously like the big talking point. Nunes does have the hands to knock her out, but and Kayla is pretty dog shit on the feet, it seems. She could be improving it. But obviously Nunes has the striking and the power advantage. And honestly, I think in her prime she would beat Kayla Harrison. But it's just a matter of... I mean, how old is Amanda Nunes? Oh, man, 37. Kind of up there. But hey, if all she's done is train, then, you know. But she hasn't. She's been out. So, I don't know. Kayla Harrison will probably win that fight. Alright, we're back. We're back to it, guys. Because this is a sick fight. This is what I want for O'Malley. If he can't be the champion at bantamweight, I'd like him to at least get a few contender wins. So it's like, you know, O'Malley, you know, he has some good wins. Because I like O'Malley. More than I like Song Yadong, at least. And I do think that O'Malley's going to win this fight. But by decision or TKO, because Yadong is a tough motherfucker. And if O'Malley... I just cracked my finger. I can see O'Malley cracking him like that, like landing his best shots down the middle, and Song just being a fucking brickhead, like, you know what I mean, being fine. So I don't know if O'Malley's going to stop him, but I definitely think he's going to win this fight. And then I bet they'll run him and Jan at the White House. But if it's not going to be that, and let's say somehow across the year Merab gets the belt back, I think O'Malley, you know, should go up to featherweight after this win and maybe one more. Just so he leaves a little more in the bantamweight division. But, you know, he's only really lost to Merab, which is not terrible at all. But Yadong has a lot of UFC experience, and he's honestly probably fought more high-level guys. Not the highest-level guys, but he's fought Cejudo, he's fought Jan, Sandhagen, Chito Vera, say what you want. There's a few more I'm missing. But yeah, so I'm going to pick O'Malley in that one. And this is like a perfect feature fight. Just since I was talking about the feature fight with Gaethje and Paddy, this is like your feature fight that has you like, oh yeah, we're in for a good one, you know? Up next. This fight should be a fun meme. Like, whose jiggle physics is going to win? Because these guys are going to be blobbing around. And honestly, man, Derek Lewis is putting guys on fraud check sometimes. Just once a year, he'll pop out and just put a guy on fraud check. He did it last year. And, I don't feel like Derek Lewis is a guy that necessarily has a prime... Like, he's always just going to go in there and be Derek Lewis. Like, is he going to get faster? No. Is he going to get slower? Marginally. But he's already a heavyweight. You know what I mean? And he's just a fucking slugger at the end of the day. Waldo Cortez Acosta, you know, he lost to Big Pavlovich last year, which is understandable. But he didn't look terrible in that fight. He didn't get finished. And then he bounced back super quick with 2 wins. One of them over... Shamil Gaziev, the GOAT in the division. So, you know, he's a serious threat, and his knockout power is getting better. Lewis hasn't been chinned in a while. That is something to account for. Has it been... When was the last time Derek Lewis got chinned? I should know this. Big Pavlovich. Yeah. It's been a minute. But he also hasn't been too active. So, regardless, I'm kind of leaning Derek Lewis. You know what I mean? Waldo just looks like a Derek Lewis victim. And then we're going to have Derek Lewis in the top 5 in 2026. I love it for him. I love it for Derek Lewis, but it shows you the division. You know what I mean? It's rough out here. Okay. This is a fight I've been wanting to speak on, and I'm excited to talk about right now. Hear me, y'all. Why are people thinking about this? I don't get it. Like, people are out here being like, I don't know, man. Allen might stick and move. Yo, I need some water before I go in, because I just watched Gene Silva and Diego Lopez back, and dude, Gene was starting to whoop his ass. It was truly a downhill avalanche, and he got overzealous in there and fucked up. It's as simple as that. Now, was he going to beat Lopez regardless? You know, I don't know. I don't know about that. But I think in this matchup, if anything's clear, he has the activity advantage, he has the power advantage, and he is so dynamic. Like, Gene Silva, I'm not even the biggest fan of him. Like, as a person or as a personality in the game, like, he seems like a little annoying bastard. I don't like him pushing my boy Diego Lopez after the fight, after he loses, you know? Not good. But his tool bag is ridiculously deep. He has so many options, and seeing him really start to unload the clip on Diego Lopez in the second round, I honestly think if he has a second round like that, or no, sorry, let me start that again. If he fights like he did in that second round against Lopez, like pretty early in this fight, I think Allen's going to wear the damage. He's going to get fucking injured. We all joke about Allen breaking his hands every fight. Let's not even talk about that he's been out for a year and a half. And he didn't even look that good against Giga. I'm going to say it. I wasn't like, oh man, damn. So, I don't know. Arnold Allen might be a little overrated in the division. I do think he barely beat Evloev, but I haven't watched that fight since it happened, so take that with a grain of salt. I do think he beat Evloev, but since then it's just been inactivity and injuries. So, despite coming off the loss, I'm picking Gene Silva. I think he's going to get it done. He wasn't out cold either. He did get really damaged, though, so that is something. But I wanted to talk about this fight because for me, I'm confident. I'm clear. And it seems to not be that way for a lot of people. But I don't think there's a debate here. Silva's going to walk him onto something and drop him. And he'll either keep dropping him or he'll drop him and sub him. You know what I mean? So, ain't nothing to talk about. Gene Silva. Do I still think he's going to necessarily rise and be a champion? I don't know, because, like I said, he was beating Diego Lopez, in my opinion, in that second round. In, like, a very downhill way. You know what I mean? So, that is a sick fight, though. This is an awesome pay-per-view, and I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to be back. Yo, I'm going to talk about this at the end. I'm going to talk about Paramount, because it's awesome. I hope. All right. Michael Johnson and Alexander Hernandez. Johnson has been on Fraud Watch recently. He did just beat, who the fuck, the Mexican guy. Oh my God, what's his name? Yo, why is the name slipping me? I know this. You guys know I know this. Of course I know this. Daniel Zohu. Oh my God, I kept thinking of a different name. I kept thinking of Ribovic, but they fought, you know? Come on, you know. So, I think this order's wrong. Umar and Figgy should not be that low. I'm picking Hernandez to... It's tough because I'm picking him to be younger, I'm picking him to be faster, and I'm picking him to be more in his prime, and he does have a lot of momentum right now. He is on a hot streak. Whereas Michael Johnson, he's on a streak, but if I'm not mistaken, he's not been the most active on that streak. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Hernandez to beat him by decision comfortably. 30-27, 29-28. Maybe Johnson has a moment. Hernandez's chin has shown some cracks, and Johnson is always going to be fast. He's kind of like Derek Lewis, where he's always going to be Michael Johnson. 10 years ago he's Michael Johnson. He's Michael Johnson now. And with that being said, moving on to Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. Seems like Krylov just has a death wish. Just keeps taking dangerous fights against... Oh, I guess Reyes was a decent fight to take in hindsight. But I picked that one. I picked Reyes. Anyways, I think Bukauskas is going to win. I think he's going to knock him out. Bukauskas has been looking good, and he's on a streak, if I'm not mistaken. I know I keep coming over here, but yeah, 4 wins in a row, stoppages. I'm picking that momentum against Krylov, who he got swept by Reyes, out cold, and then he turned around so quick against Bogdan Guskov that I barely even remember him fighting Bogdan Guskov. Because it's like he died, and then he came back so quick, and then died again. It's like Jack Hermanson. Jack Hermanson just did the same exact thing. I don't get it, guys. Krylov doesn't fight for years, and then all of a sudden he's just back getting KO'd left and right. Like, if you need the money, take a fight you'll win, But obviously they all think they can win, so that's okay. I saw some crazy odds on this fight. Are they on here? They're not on here. I saw that Umar was a minus 1,600 somewhere. He shouldn't be, but he is going to win this fight. He will win this fight. And I think this is it for Figgy, stick around for what, I think he could beat another Montel Jackson type of fighter by decision, just showing good technique and outpointing him. But I think his days of top 10, maybe top 7, I'll be more fair. I think those are over. And, yeah, I don't know where he's going to go after this, but I definitely think Umar is going to win this fight. Honestly, I can see Figgy being... I have a weird vision where Figgy just goes in there and doesn't look good. Like, he looks injured before they're even fighting. He just looks like a victim already. And I can just see him getting fucking walked down, taken down. And could Umar knock him out? I think if he tried to, but I think he is going to try to implement the grappling more than he would go for the striking to where he would get the knockout. So I think I'm going to pick Umar by decision or maybe submission by like out-strengthening him and honestly out-youthing him. I think he almost is going to have 10 years on Figueiredo. So, although I'll be honest, guys, I don't know if Umar is ever going to be a champ because that Merab rematch is tough and I don't know if he beats Jan, and I think Jan might beat Merab if they fight again. So it's going to be weird seeing how the bantamweight division plays out, but I definitely think Umar is going to be collecting a win here. And I do like him fighting again super quickly after his Batista fight because he didn't look amazing against Batista. He got dropped and he didn't shock me to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, he'll beat Merab. He's still fucking gassed out in that fight in 3 rounds. So maybe Umar does show some flaws here, but I think Figgy's mainly going to look off and done, really. They're doing it again? They're putting Gautier in there with a fucking can. I mean, there's nothing to really even talk about here, guys. Atiba Gautier is just going to blow through him. Blow him out of the water. That's that. First round. After that, though, you got to do something with Gautier. You got to bump him up a little bit. And I don't even mind, because... Look, he's been in the UFC. He debuted in 2025, and he had 3 fights. And people are already talking about him in the rankings really just for his build, you know what I mean? And the fact that he's looked good. But really, it's just everyone thinks, oh, he should not be fighting these guys. But I don't see the issue with like a natural progression. You know, he'll go 4-0 with this, and I'm sure after that he'll be looking at a more either known or ranked opponent. So I think Gautier is going to have a good year. And I don't mind the slow build for him. You know, we don't have to rush guys. Now, you would argue that they could get beaten sooner, but then they shouldn't be getting the push anyway. Come on. Perez versus Johnson. I think Johnson's going to knock him out. Johnson is simply too dangerous and too long as well, I think. I mean, can I see the... You can't see the fucking... Oh. How did I miss the reach? Yeah, he's definitely got the reach on him. And Perez... What is he coming off of? Is he coming off of the Tyra fight? Where he had his... Oh, he lost to Asu Amabayev recently. That's right. But it has not looked pretty recently. And Johnson, coming off that win against Lonnie Kavanaugh, has a win against the champion Joshua Van. Come on, man. Come on. Johnson, knockout victory. Second round, I'd say. Second round, I think. Wow, who is this unit? I'm picking Josh Hokett. And I'm picking... Oh, hi, Cameron Smotherman. Ricky Tercios is a walk downer, you could say. He'll walk you down, but he won't do anything with it. So I think I'll pick Cameron Smotherman. But with that being said, guys, the last thing I wanted to talk about that I mentioned briefly, Paramount. Have you guys seen Paramount? The UFC on Paramount? So obviously we haven't had a numbered event yet, and I don't know if it's going to be just right there. But, dude, everything is right there. It looks like you can watch the whole UFC catalog, which is really, really cool. Because how shit is ESPN? How bad is ESPN? They couldn't even put up all the fights, all the pay-per-views. They only went back like 20 pay-per-views. And then at that, watching them was miserable. Miserable to try and get to what you're trying to watch. ESPN had the worst app ever. I was so happy to delete ESPN. And Paramount, if these numbered events stay free, like you can just click on them, or maybe there's like a small premium, we are going to have a good time with Paramount. Because don't get me wrong, I stream up East like everyone else, you know what I mean? Or, you know, I stream up East, and those aren't always the greatest. And plus, you're always dealing with ads and chat and pop-ups, and the stream can glitch out. And I have a hard time getting it from my phone to the TV sometimes. So, Paramount, welcome. We welcome you. So far. So, with that being said, guys, that is going to be the video. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. With that being said, guys, I'm done.